Cool, right? So this is a suggestion via a donation. The name of the song is not a song at all, it's a video. Fire in the Booth Part 2 by the artist Lowkey. If you are new here, please like and subscribe. The more that you like this content, the more that I know that you specifically would like to see more of this specific type of content, okay? Let's go ahead and jump into this immediately. If you're easily offended. All right, bro. You know what you clicked. Let's get it.
I know you're gonna dig this.
All right.
Yeah,
Let's get it.
You know what time it is when you hear this, right?
let's get ready to
Oh, I'm subdued. Respect.
Yeah, fire in the booth.
All right.
Much anticipated part 2.
Much
Hold tight
anticipated.
suspense. Listen, if they don't let us dream, then we won't let them sleep.
Okay. Let's get it.
If they don't let us dream, then we won't let them sleep.
He's on that militant activist shit right now.
It's the zeitgeist, Zapatista, Zoroat is Zenith, Zed is Zinc in the zebra, zigzagging zealots, zilch the zombies and Zionists, he's Zen in his zodiac, fire in the booth, it's a rostry in the zone, he's at yeah.
All right, so everything basically is the letter Z. How interesting. Let's get it.
And Zionists, he's Zen in his zodiac, fire in the booth, it's a rostry in the zone, he's at yapping like Yokozuna in Yemen, YouTube and yoga, Yokozuna in Yoville, yodeling in Yoruba, yelling you're the yardstick of yesteryear, like your bro with a yearning, I'm yawning, this is like a Yeti versus Yoda, I'm an X-ray, you're Xerox, I'm Xavier to the X-Men, Eximus, like your Xanax to an extent, a wonderful world is waiting.
So basically he's doing the alphabet but backwards. This is some next level shit right here, bros. And obviously he's delivering this with some straight fire, bro. Right? Let's get it.
And what weapons wage war, we're weeping, who's winning, we wish them well, while wicked wizard webs are weaving, they whip us till we're wheezing, words of wisdom won't weaken, witness these whatless witless wallies waffling with their weekend, their wording is Wikipedia, virtually void of vitals versus visceral vintage, but vivid videos, going viral, I'm your uncle that understands, now it's us with the upper hand, we were underlings, underrated, unhuman to Uncle Sam. There are those thinking tactics to take the throne, though the truth tends to be told through their thesaurus takes its toll. Slithering snakes stipulate systems to sell your soul. Secretly seek social stratification set in stone. Regiments ravage the region, now it's ripe for reparations. Rendered refugees can't retract or repair ramifications. Quest across the quarrels on Quinn.
Listen, he's telling a legitimate story, right? Completely, very well, literally, right? Backwards in the English alphabet. I mean, listen, if you needed to ever know if this guy was dope or not, bro, he is. Yup. I mean, I couldn't do this, but all right.
Reparations rendered refugees can't retract or repair ramifications. Quest across the quarrels on quintessentially qualified critters quake. Quality of my quotes can't be quite quantified. People pass prematurely. Pay the
my quotes can't be typed quantified. I feel you, bro.
Qualified critters quake. Quality of my quotes can't be quite quantified. People pass prematurely. Pay the price for passivity. Pretext of pillage, plunder, prepared to prolong proximity. People's pathology pulverized by this possibility. People power is potent. It's the peak of positivity. Oligarchs ostracize others. Offer obituaries overrule or overstand the odyssey. Optimistically, norms of a nation should never negate. Nature nasty as nefarious neocon naysayers for neighbors. This masterful maverick mic man will make you meet your maker. Meanwhile, merciless mercenaries maneuver to meet the majors. Lyrically lack luster, literally lack love, lust, living lavish in luxury. Listeners lap up a kaleidoscope of kindness. Knowledge, knuckles and kerosene to kill the kleptocracy. Cool the kettle that they kept us in. Jabbing javelins at jingoism, jealousy justified when cheering at jobless is journalism, information industry, interlinked with infantry, instrumentalize identity, implant ignorance instantly. Hackers in handcuffs, harvesters of hatred, hand gliding, harbingers of harassment, harbor harmful handwriting, gangsters of globalization, glorify glitz and the glam, give us guidance to the graveyard, they got the gift of the gap, it's flawless. How they fabricate the folklore of defeat and funnel funds for freelance fighters and fawn over fights for freedom. Economics, everything, exploitation and epidemic, exhausting environments, easy but the dividends are deadly, don't dare dream of doing different, dread our destruction's definitely coming as the catalyst, clamour for the capital, can't counteract the cycle, the catastrophe could cancel all, bring borders to bear, bombarded with the broken, basically bribery beckons business, we are beholden though accurate answers to all of the above aren't available, I attack the alphabet again and aced it just to aim at you, they say anything is attainable, attack the alphabet again and ace.
Man, listen, bro.
Man like Lowkey in the building! I am a savage, bro!
Listen, I complimented you, sir, when I came onto the video. It was hard for me, all right? Then you started screaming in my ear again, bro. Listen. All right, yo, this dude is dope, bro. Like, completely fire, bro. Like, I literally would love to hear as much as I possibly can from Lowkey. Just because he always has something to say, bro, right? You know, it's always moderately conscious, right? His delivery, his cadence is always on top, like literally top tier, bro. Not a single complaint I can give to this man's music, bro. Not a single complaint, bro. All right, let's get it.
Slow, bro.
Hey, first time you come in, you killed the alphabet. Assassinated it. And just to take the mickey, you come in and kill it backwards.
Yeah.
Wow.
Much love, bro.
Man like Lowkey in the building.
Thanks for having me, man.
Pleasure, my G.
Yeah, man.
More bombs,
You ain't
bro.
done yet,
More
are you?
bombs.
I ain't done it all. Let's do it.
Let's get it, bro.
Let's do it.
More bombs.
Yeah.
No more bombs? All right. That beat is
If
crazy.
they don't let us dream, then we won't let them sleep.
All right. Respect, bro. That's that protest shit.
If they don't let us dream, then we won't let them sleep.
Exactly, bro.
Turn up.
Let's get it.
How can I do a fire in the booth when I'm trying just to maintain? And since you don't hear the word fire in the same way, heard screams, splutters, and them gasping for air. That's not bars in a booth. It's so hard to compare. If I use fire as a metaphor, does that disrespect the people that are never more? How does that bomb sound to those that bled in war that we never saw? Remember when they
How does that bomb sound? Hold on.
more? How does that bomb sound to those that bled?
How does a bomb sound to those who bled in war? I mean, yeah, dude. I don't know why he keeps doing it. He keeps dropping bombs, bro. Tell us, man. See, now he has jokes now. You guys come at me in the comments like, you're not being nice to Charlie. Listen, I have no problem with Charlie, bro. I have a problem with the levels on his microphone mainly, and the fact that he drops bombs a million times. But now Lowkey comes here, right, and immediately says, "How does that bomb sound to those who bled in war?" I don't know, bro. Ask Charlie. He drops 1.5 million bombs every single video I see of this man. He does. Let's get it.
Does that disrespect the people that are never more? How does that bomb sound to those that bled in war that we never saw? Remember when they settled scores with metal swords at Skeletor? Chinese made gunpowder, Nobel invented dynamite. They say the guilt in his mind compelled him to design the prize. We know what Einstein's mind was like. How many geniuses we never knew that were deprived of life. I can't philosophize
Exactly,
on
bro.
horrifying flames. We don't have to.
Ooh, he's on his Ahmad shit right now, bro. Yeah, bro. Like he's basically taking argument with the concept of what's this old saying that I used to hear growing up? Trim the grass before it grows, right? The concept of like these imperial nations, right, saying, "Oh, no, this entire group of people are gonna grow up to be this certain way, so let's trim the grass before it grows." And what he's basically pointing out here is like, listen. How many geniuses have we extinguished? Basically, like how many geniuses has imperialism destroyed before they had a chance to grow? Damn, dude, that's that Ahmad shit he's talking about. Let's get it.
At Skeletor, Chinese made gunpowder, Nobel invented dynamite. They say the guilt in his mind compelled him to design the prize. We know what Einstein's mind was like. How many geniuses we never knew that were deprived of life. I can't philosophize on horrifying flames. We don't have to apologize or qualify our pain.
Right.
To grenfelize our loved ones of the colonizer's name. Should we let the corporate media lobotomize our brains? You are beautiful. No matter how this life disfigures you, you're beautiful. Even if that image you emulate isn't you. I don't know if history is linear or cyclical.
Yeah, bro, because there are a lot of people, right? Think about this shit here. A lot of people grow up, right, different than the, let's say, in power society. Yes, they grow up, right, in these in the Western world and look nothing like the party in power, right? And with that being said, now we're talking about the concept of inclusion, right? Like in America, there have been a couple of studies like where they give like dolls of different skin tones, right, to children of different skin tones, right, and you ask them, and they're the same exact doll, they just have different overall skin tones, right? And then they ask the children just by giving them the dolls, right? This tells you how much representation is important, right? They ask them, oh, which one is pretty? They're gonna, and like they generally choose the same one, right? Almost always, right? Or like which doll is bad in school, right? Or like which doll is a criminal? Which one is the doctor? You see what I'm saying? So like, and this is kind of what he's pointing at. He's like, listen, regardless of whatever you think you are as you're growing up in the Western world, you're beautiful, right? Because you may not always see that every time you turn the TV on, because you know, up until like kind of recently, they stopped, for the most part, typecasting, right? Because representation is important, yes? And for the most part, everyone that, honestly, like when I was growing up, right, everyone that I saw on TV, right, was typecasted. That looked like me was typecasted as specifically certain things. Either they had to fill a quota for a movie, right? Because, I don't know, some movies required like, certain skin tones or something to be played. They had to be in the movie at some point, right? And so they would fill the quota by killing them off at first, right? Because like, I can tell you right now, in like the 90s, for some weird reason, you can almost guarantee who's going to die first in a movie by looking at the cast. I'm telling you, right? I don't know if you guys ever noticed that, but like literally, I can guarantee you who's going to die first by looking at the initial cast, right? Or like overall, like a drug dealer, right? That was my overall influence growing up, looking at TV and seeing nothing but that, right? And then while seeing another group, almost the exact opposite. So like, yeah, what he's pointing out is accurate. It is what it is, right? It's the life we all live. It's our duty to attempt to change it, if it matters to you personally, at least, right? But yeah, dude, regardless of whatever, dude, you're beautiful. That's it. Let's get it.
Corporate media lobotomize our brains, you are beautiful. No matter how this life disfigures you, you're beautiful. Even if that image you emulate isn't you. I don't know if history is linear or cyclical, but no, I'm ridiculed for making invisibles visible. That's why Plato said banish poets from the Republic, because they know that we can shake the social system and disrupt it. The land of liberty, they tell us leave it or lump it. When Trump comes to the country, we hope he chokes on his crumpet before we sink in.
I mean, listen. It's not really a threat, right? It was wishful thinking. Well said, I guess, sir. Yeah, dude. I mean, he didn't, though. He didn't choke on his crumpet. First of all, what the hell is a crumpet? I've heard about this shit all my life. Like tea and crumpets or some shit, right? I know it's not like a biscuit, because you call like cookies biscuits. So that's another thing I don't, whatever, right? But like, I don't know, dude. Either way, solid bar. Let's get it.
They tell us leave it or lump it. When Trump comes to the country, we hope he chokes on his crumpet before we sink in the ocean. Consider this as an omen. Nature's blessings aren't ours just because we think that we own them. Never think that you're broken or think that you're no one. Remember, a rope is strong because of strings interwoven. Would they love you more if you mock the people that you're from? Self-orientalize and believe that you belong. Overcompensate and propagate the image of the imbecile, not uninvolved. Even though you're further from the killing field, take solace in the fact there's always cracks in the monolith. Now we're practically lobbing bricks like Asterix and Obelix, distracted with gossipists, twisted news and interlude to adverts, no hidden clues to listen to is pitiful. Perfect, bro. Rosa Luxemburg gave us the simple truth: you won't feel your chains till the day you begin to move. He photographed the corpse and they flung him in the cage. Those that signed off on the cladding are still receiving their wage. Helicopters hover close, pictures for the front page. Tried to speak, all I really felt deep was numb rage. How could they see this pain at such a young age? Leaning out the window screaming for help, but none came. If it bleeds, it leads. The trauma tourists, they gravitate. Shock doctrine in effect. Disaster capitalists salivate. Privatization, deregulation and austerity. 0-hour contracts, exploitation and precarity. Adults didn't make it. The children to be fostered. Save pennies on the block, drop 20 million on the opera. We see through your cold plans, your program is done. We don't want a prime minister that holds hands with Trump. We don't want DJs doing shows on military compounds. Can't trivialize fire or hear any more bomb sounds. How can I smile when I know the remains are still not found. An echoing in my mind is exactly.
Hold on, bro.
We don't want DJs doing shows on military compounds. Can't trivialize fire or hear any more bomb sounds. How can I smile when I know the remains are still not found? An echoing in my
He's talking about Grenfell, right?
hands with Trump. We don't want DJs doing shows on military compounds. Can't trivialize fire or
Don't trivialize fire, I think. And then he's talking about how the remains are still not found. But if it had something to do with fire, it could have been like a straight cremation, hence the reason why the remains are not were not found, right? Damn, dude.
or hear any more bomb sounds. How can I smile when I know the remains are still not found? An echoing in my mind is exactly how the sobs sound. They say we're criminals for syllables and stanzas when they subsidize the killers, tools, the pillagers and bankers who were the engines of history. People like me and you who got massacred for the right to vote at Peterloo. It was Imagineers and the artists that told by the martyrs, William Cuffey and the Chartists, rebel and resist, even through something small. Create windows with words and mirrors where once were walls. Manure contributes to the beauty of a rose. Why can't we accept our pain as something that helps?
Manure contributes to the beauty of a rose. Deep, bro. Deep. This man's a straight poet, bro.
Us grow. They wonder why songs that make you cry are more moving, cause crying's the only thing that we were born doing. They tell us tea is tradition to the English. When I look around this island, not a tea plantation in it. Earl Grey gave 20 million to the slave traders, multipolar world. Now the Indians are space raiders. Freedom to be even or merely alienate labor. Freedom for fossil fuelers to desecrate and invade nature. Albert was an immigrant. Prince Philip is an immigrant. Were the Celts, Normans and the Anglo-Saxons English then? The word sugar, cotton and rice come from Arabic. Now we import democracy to civilize the Saracens. Analyzing planets when this backwater was wilderness. Seems we're still obsessed with immortality like Gilgamesh. Pessimism.
Yo, protect this man at like every single cost, bro. All right? You see this man on the street, you walk around him, right? With your arms out, right? And you like make sure nothing happens to this man. Like hug him without hugging him, basically. You know what I'm saying here? Protect this man. Put this man in a bubble, bro. Oh my God. Let's go.
When this backwater was wilderness, seems we're still obsessed with immortality like Gilgamesh. Pessimism of intellect, optimism of will. Wear the skin of their victims is syndrome Buffalo Bill. In times of permanent war, there's always someone to kill. But when life and death are virtual, almost nothing is real. They got my snapshots in a padlock box, but settle with the heavy metal. This is rap, not rock. It's fire in the booth, but man's not hot. I just got genius bars like a laptop shop. They wanna know if I got a flow or I'm gonna blow.
Genius bars like a laptop. I mean, we got bars today.
Genius bars like a laptop shop. They wanna know if I got a flow or I'm gonna blow. Back like Geronimo Pratt, let's rock and roll. I never sold my soul for a pot of gold. Now feel this scholar's solid knowledge in your collarbone. Subject to propaganda that terrifies the slumbered, but the albums still sell. You can verify the numbers, collectivize or die. Protect your mind or suffer. Life is paradise to some and a paradise to others. While these twittery teens are sinking in screens and thinking in memes, they blink in this machine is pimping their dreams. I think it's obscene, as sick as it seems. They don't know what lyrical invincibility means.
Right here, this is what it means. This is what it means right here.
Turfing, trying to make it look grassroots. Gone are the days we sold our CDs from the car boot. Sharpshooters shooting harpoons through your chart tunes. Saw pain in the eyes of a retired fireman, knowing he couldn't save a child. Survived the frying pan. When we riot, we disquiet the Leviathan. Forget Iron Man, I got an iron.
We riot, we disquiet the Leviathan. Man, listen, bro. Yo. All right, listen. So I'm trying to like think in my head, like my top five fire in the booths that I've ever heard in my life. Right. Number one is probably gonna be. You ready for this, guys? You ready for this? I'm probably gonna say Akala. Right. He's definitely gonna be number one. I'm gonna put Lowkey at number two, Kano at number three. Right. I'm gonna do Wretch. Oh shit! Hold on, bro. We tripping. Nah. I'm gonna put Wretch at number three, right? And then I'm gonna put Avelino's verse probably right beneath Lowkey right now, right? Top five. I think that was five, right? Yeah, dude. This is insanity. Purely. Let's get it.
Lion's diaphragm, my salutation to those with imagination. Most anticipated, and that's no exaggeration. The flag doesn't exist. Let me back up that statement. What happens to the nation if the Queen has a tax haven? What's commonsensical is sensible to question. What seems to be a lesson is intellectual repression. Say the ting goes as expression of aggression. Remember, there's two victims on either side of the weapon. We won't let them sleep. If they don't let us dream, then we won't let them sleep. If they don't let us dream, then we won't let them sleep. Listen, check it. Power to those that read bell hooks, power to those that sell books, power to those that know how the inside of a cell looks. All those feeling helpless, forgotten or discarded. Power to the strange fruit they thought was rotten in the garden. Power to those sitting alone, seeking knowledge in the...
Power to the strange fruit they thought was rotten in the garden. Man, listen, dude. Yo, this is like without a doubt one of my favorite rappers right now, bro. That's it. He may be winning right now, bro. He may be winning right now, bro. He has something to say. He means what the hell he's saying, bro. Nothing but respect. He's on some protest shit. Activist shit, I love it.
To the strange fruit they thought was rotten in the garden. Power to those sitting alone, seeking knowledge in the... Power to those feeling stained or your tomorrow isn't tarnished. Power to those that sweep the streets with more knowledge than PhDs. Power to those that keep their keys, return as promised, please believe. Power to those that suffer in silence, those it hurts to hear. Power to those that hold the ground, power to those that persevere. Power to those that love humanity more than they love style. Power to immigrants, probably raising Donald Trump's child. Power to the...
Why does he... Man, this man hates Donald Trump, bro. He hates him. He's just like, listen, oh, you thought I was done with Trump for a minute? Nah. Let's go back as hard as we can and then swing again. Bro, listen, I am not a fan of Trump. I have never said I was. I don't listen. I just don't like him as a person. I'm from New York, all right? And so, like, I've known of Trump my entire life, bro. All right. If you want to know why I don't like Trump, it has nothing to do with anything he's done recently. All right. I haven't liked Trump since the 90s as a human being, bro. All right. Look up, if you guys get a chance, look up the correlation between Trump and Central Park. There was a court case that had happened, right? Look at that case of a group of guys who, you know, were outside literally maybe later than they should have been, right? And and randomly on the other side of the park from where they were, right? Something terrible happened. I'm not going to spoil the story because I really want you to research this, right? Long story short, Trump basically took a full front page article on like one of the largest newspapers in Manhattan at the time, right? Saying that these kids should be jailed for the rest of their life, basically, and the death penalty should definitely be an option for them, right? Death by firing squad type of shit. I think he paid almost $100,000 in the 90s, right? To take out this article, okay? A couple of years, well, about after they spent most of their life in jail, right? The whole world ends up finding out that, oh, they were not lying. They were telling the truth. It had nothing to do with them, as someone else basically, with DNA evidence now, right, was able to basically admitted that it was him who did something like this that did something really terrible, basically. As I said, I'm not trying to spoil. And so after this was released and all this other shit, right? After they got out, they sued New York State and all this shit, right? Well deserved. Trump said, oh, no. They were probably guilty of something anyway. Really, Trump? So, really, Trump? This is why I don't like Trump. Nothing to do with no politics. Just him as a human being. I am from New York, bro. All right? Listen, I just don't understand it. But keep in mind, I absolutely do not like Joe Biden either, or the woman, the Kamala Harris. I don't like neither of them. So I don't know what's going on. I just don't like none of them. So don't try to paint me with a brush saying, oh, well, you like Biden. I hate Biden. That's another story for another day. But basically, Trump is an asshole, bro. For real. All right, let's get it.
who can't imagine what sight is. Those staring at the moon and all those working night shifts. Power to the readers, the writers, the illiterate. Power to those that struggle to decolonize their syllabus. Power to the shy ones who always struggle to make friends on the half of humanity worth less than 8 men. Power to those that risk their life to dig the colton from the ground. For the mic I'm spitting on and the phone you're holding now. Power to those that build the stadium they're playing in. Power to those that mowed the grass and stitched the ball that they're playing with.
Power to the damn people, brother.
Killing. Power to the builders who build buildings that outlived them. Power to the slaves of ancient Greece, never had the right to vote. Democracy dead like Gary Webb when they import it like it's cold. Power to those that write to prison. Power to those writing home. Power to those writing poems. Power to those that died alone. Power to Curtis Mayfield. Power to Ronald Isley. Power to the fishermen that were forced into piracy. Power for every person that is working in a life.
Wait, power to the people who are
to those writing poems. Power to those that died alone. Power to Curtis Mayfield. Power to Ronald Isley. Power to the fishermen that were forced into piracy. Power for every
power to the fishermen that were forced into piracy. It's referring to Somalia, yeah? Oh man, listen, I like this. I keep stopping, bro. I can't handle this much like love for humanity, bro. Like this guy feels like a positive source, bro. Like this is who to follow. This is a positive entity. And I love positivity more than anything on this planet. I love you. I don't even know you, bro, right? But I wouldn't disrespect you, right? You see what I'm saying? So like, this is just what it is, yo. I love the concept of love for humanity, bro. Everyone, right? Nothing but respect. Let's go.
Person that is working in a library. Power to every nurse that we turn to in our times of need. Power to the unions and the miners that shall punish. Power to those that drive the buses and those that collect the rubbish. Power to the youth desiring the truth. Power for every rapper that is dying for a fire in the booth. For those that lost limbs to King Leopold's quota and those risking their life.
Oh, he's shouting out everybody. King Leopold's
a fire in the booth for those that lost limbs to King Leopold's quota and those risking their lives for the P&O to Dover. Power to union leaders, murder by power to victims of this globalized Cosa Nostra. Power to those dying on the shores and the borders. Power to human beings that were rendered fauna and flora. Power to those that
power to the human beings that were basically called flora and fauna. He's referring to the Aboriginal people of Australia, bro. Yo, listen, crazy movie. I think it's called Rabbit Proof Fence or something. Check that shit out. That shit will blow your mind. All right, what happened when the settlers basically landed in Australia, right? And they were just like, oh, are these things are not humans? No. They are either they are deemed to be placed in plants and flowers. What the hell are you saying, bro? Dude, these are people. They may not look like you, but they're not plants and animals. Man, listen. Rabbit-proof fence. It's important. Let's go.
Power to victims of this globalized Cosa Nostra. Power to those dying on the shores and the borders. Power to human beings that were rendered fauna and flora. Power to those that after the stage show and carnival goers still haunted by Kelso Cole Crane's ghost. Power to Kevin Carter, his picture taunts us ever after. So many questions never answered. Remember the last words of عبد المحسن السعدون. الأمة تنتظر الخدمة الإنجليز لا يوافقون. Power to El Jawahiri and his rebellions. They killed his brother Ja'far and he cursed the rotten Thamesians. Enlightened despots pursuing tactics Machiavellian. Chinese still preceded Europe a millennium. Think about it. Printed press half a millennium. Never get close. Power to Ken Loach and every volunteer in Lesbos. Cuban doctors sent to Sri Lanka for the tsunami. Power to those that cleaned up after the Bullingdon parties. Kids knowing Apple products before they know what an apple is. Forgotten like passengers on the USS Indianapolis. Dying days before they could see what little boys damaged it on the precipice of fascism. My passiveness is cancerous. Power to those strong enough to dream. Power to those that chose not to be a cog in the machine. Power to those that love first and hate never. Power to those that sleep on the streets through grey weather. Power to Aziz Ali and Bone Thugs and Harmony. Power to Norman Baker, David Kelly's owner artery. Power to the genocided population of Tasmania. The internet descends to Trump-tastic fantasia. Let them try quote this. You'll never find a better diagnosis than collective psychosis. It's getting quite hopeless, but hope
he literally just called anyone who supports this man. They're saying that he's basically saying that they are all stuck in some collective psychosis. The internet is quite hopeless. Let's see them try to quote this. Ooh. Man, listen.
Tasmania, the internet descends to Trump-tastic fantasia. Let them try quote this. You'll never find a better diagnosis than collective psychosis. It's getting quite hopeless, but hope is all we have. Trying to cultivate the positive, not focus on the bad, but the globe's under attack. The obnoxious rage of a fake intellectual, amazing grace in the age of the spectacle. Not the first time they found a race is selectable to raise to the pedestal and desecrate the place that translated the decimal. I don't want to tempt fate power.
Desecrate the place that translated the decimals, referring to the Middle East, in a sense, created mathematics, right? Excuse me, or the concept of it, right? So he's saying that the Western world's only purpose right now is to desecrate the place that translated the decimal.
The pedestal and desecrate the place that translated the decimal.
He's intelligent.
I don't want to tempt fate power to corpse washers like day power to language learners, Bernie Sanders fans to flag burners. One man's in.
How about the Bernie Sanders fans? All right.
Day power to language learners, Bernie Sanders fans to flag burners. One man's inertia ridden
to flag burners. Don't burn my flag. All right. Listen, I'll tell you right now, don't burn my flag. It means something deeper. It's something deeper. I don't know. You know, like in America, you know, we're like super patriotic, right? And I know outside of like America, the concept of patriotism can be seen as like nationalism or fascism, right? I am probably one of the most patriotic Americans you'll ever encounter in life. I'm telling you this shit now, right? But keep in mind, I'm not see, there's a difference between how America sees patriotism versus the rest of the world. Am I patriotic to America? Of course I am, right? Do I like the concept of my flag being burnt? Hell no, right? Will I stop you from burning my flag? No, right? And the reason why I would never do such a thing is because that falls. Listen, hold on. If you are American and you are burning the American flag, I won't stop you. Period. Because what you're doing is protected under the First Amendment. Do I think that it should be like freedom of speech type of thing? No, because I don't want you to burn my flag, right? But I know that it is a protected act under our federal constitution, right? So would I stop you? No. Basically, do I like it? Hell no. Am I gonna say something? Yes, I'm gonna use my freedom of speech now. Piece of shit. but yeah, I get it. You know, like But at the same time, the flag represents some form of imperialism, another form of it, right? Which is obviously something not amazing. But as I said, don't burn my flag. I like my flag. I like the colors, right? That's basically what it means to me. It means my grandmother, my great grandmother, right? That's what the flag means to me. It means, you know, that. But yeah, don't burn my flag, bro. I don't like that shit. I'm not gonna go to your country and burn your flag. Why would I do that? The flag doesn't mean anything to me. Flags are generally pretty. Some of them are terrible looking, but they represent a mentality, a culture, right? But I get what he's saying when he says, peace to the flag burners. I understand contextually what he's referring to, right? But do I enjoy it? No. Do I agree with him in this instance? Not that one specific thing, but I understand it because it's an act of rebellion. Rebel against the system that's in a sense keeping you down and crushing the little people, right? Break the conglomerate up type of thing. All right, let's get it.
Day power to language learners, Bernie Sanders fans to flag burners. One man's inertia is another man's purpose. In the utopia of song, we are victorious, but the bittersweet reality's not this glorious. Power to Coltrane watching Malcolm X. Power to Paul Robeson under house arrest. Power to Galileo under house arrest. Power to Ibn Haytham under house arrest. Forgive me if I sound obsessed. Forgive me if I sound depressed. Believe me, that's not how it's meant. They probably thought I couldn't come back and kill the alphabet. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. Say el pueblo unido jamás será vencido. الشعب يريد إسقاط النظام. Say el pueblo unido jamás será vencido. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. Say el pueblo unido jamás será vencido. الشعب يريد إسقاط النظام. Thank you very much.
Wow! Man like Lowkey in the building! Woo! I feel like I've just been to university for 5 years!
Bro. He just told you, though. Imagine how the bombs sound to people that have been through this shit. Collect yourself, sir. Collect yourself. That was fire, bro.
I learned in the last 10. Jeez. That was savagery, bro.
Thank you very much, guys.
Yeah, he's an intellect,
very,
bro.
very-
I don't hear any more of him, dude. Listen, he is an intellect. I absolutely love his intelligence, right? The biggest thing that I enjoy about him is purely that he's a deep thinker, right? And this is what I respect more about a person, right? I just respect that specific thing, bros, right? I love the idea that there's a deep thinker out there looking to do things that can help or change his community, right? I love it, dudes. Let me know in the comments the next one of these I should be listening to, and I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. Dudes, and listen, you guys all have an amazing day, okay? Enjoy it.